Hi guys, today I'll be talking about something very interesting, and I'll be talking about dog body language. We have been having dogs for quite some time, for very many years, but we have never developed a verbal language between a man and the dog. So the only way you can communicate with the dog is through body language. Do you know how to read your dog? Can you tell from the way he has kept his ears, maybe the way he's wagging the tail? Do you get the smaller points, or do you get the message from those kind of behaviors anytime you are interacting with the dog? So in today's lesson, we'll be looking at the most general behavior we observe with your dogs, and we are going to interpret them, and we are going to learn so much. So the first behavior you're going to observe in this video is tail wagging. So what really makes a dog wag its tail? Tail wagging generally means that the dog want to be friendly, and it want to socialize. So anytime you see a dog wagging its tail, and in sometimes it goes with a wiggling waist. Anytime the dog is happy wagging its tail, it be wiggling its waist. So that generally means that the dog is happy and it want to socialize. So that's a behavior you can never miss if you have a dog, always wagging its tail. Another body language I'll be talking about is tail between the legs. These are very common behavior, especially when the dog is frightened. So it's a message. You just want to give the message that leave me alone. I'm frightened. Leave me alone. As you can see from this video, the black dog is being harassed by these two other dogs, and the way of communicating that I'm fed up with you guys is tucking the tail between the leg. Oh, so what do you learn from that? Anytime you see a dog with a tail between the leg, all it want to communicate is that leave me alone. I'm frightened. Leave me alone and give me space. Another thing I would like to talk about is ear position. Anytime your dog carrying its ear in a certain way, he wants to communicate something. So from this picture, you can see the way the German Shepherd is carrying its ear. Very upright, the tail obvious, held high, and then the ears in very upright position. That means the dog is highly aroused, and that can tell you something. And then you can have another way of carrying the ears behind, not in front but behind, tucked behind. When you have a dog having its ears tucked behind, that means the dog is frightened. And you see this behavior with the puppies when they are interacting with the big dogs, or when the dog has submitted to a more dominant dog. The lower ranking dog has submitted. You see that in most cases, when they are interacting with the other dog, it will carry its ears behind. So that's another thing you need to understand. Anytime you see your dog ears behind, that means the dog want to be submissive. Another thing I would like to talk about is body posture. If you can look at this picture or this video, you see that this dog is not relaxed. It's very aroused. You can see the way it's carrying its ears, the way the muscles are contracted. That means that dog is not relaxed. So this is another thing you need to always read. Dogs are always giving out these signs, so you know maybe there's somewhere in the environment something is giving the dog some stress of some kind. So you know, anytime you see a dog in this position, carrying its body in this way, you know that there's some stress. The dog is aroused. So something in the environment is going on, and you need to understand exactly what. Another thing from this video, I want you to note, as you can see, the body language here, this is called dominance. We can see the way they are carrying their body. The German Shepherd want to mount the Rottweiler. These are body language you always need to understand. Anytime you have two dogs, especially males, this is something you need to be always on the lookout. If you can look at that video, it's an extreme case of dominance, and you know right away that there's going to be a fight, and you can tell that there's going to be a fight by just observing this body language. Fights mostly don't just happen, they happen with a reason. So before there's a fight, in most cases, you have a warning. You can observe this kind of behavior. If you see one dog wanting to mount another one, and they have a very tense body language, that will clear indication that you have a fight. In that way, you'll be able to separate the dog before everything escalates. So, guy, another behavior I'll be talking about is hackles up. Hackles means is this part of the dog around at the back of the neck. When the dog is aroused or is frightened or want to go into defense, that means it can bite. In most cases, you are going to see this behavior. It will raise the hackles behind its neck, and that's one thing you need to be always be careful. If you see that kind of behavior, that means that dog can easily bite or do something else. So that's a behavior to look out for. Hackles up. Another behavior we'll be talking about is baring the teeth. As you can see in this video, this dog wants to show its canine teeth, and that means that the dog is frightened, and all it wants to tell you is get away, move away from me, because I'm not comfortable. So anytime you see dog in that doing something like this, baring out the teeth, that means the dog is not comfortable and you are supposed to give it space. So another behavior we'll be talking about, which you need to understand and how it happens, is marking the territory. So here in the video, you have two dogs. You have one big dog and a small dog. They are all males. So we are going to look at how they will be marking and the message they want to pass along. Marking means that the dog is just peeing, but in small amount, just to pass the smell, just to pass the smell everywhere. So it's peeing, but not really peeing. It's peeing in small amount, just to make sure that its smell is everywhere. So as you can see here, with a big dog now want to poop. Pooping is also another way of passing the message. It's also another way of marking the territory. Again, you see, they're both there, sniffing, sniffing. Look at the small dog. Again, very, very persistent in marking. And one thing you note what the small dog is doing, anywhere the big dog has marked, it will come and it's going to mark on top of that, just to pass the message that I'm here and I can also challenge you. This is what the small dog want to, the message the small dog want to pass. Anywhere you mark, I'll come and I'll mark on top of that. So at the end of the day, my smell will be above yours. And again, I would like to talk more about this behavior. This behavior will definitely lead to a fight. This small dog is looking for a fight, and they are going to fight it out until they resolve this issue. So how it happens naturally, as you can see, these dogs are not evenly matched. One obviously, so strength at the end of the day is going to win. So that means the big dog, the German Shepherd, will need to fight this small dog just to make sure that he is the overall, just to make sure that he is the overall controller of that territory. So guys, dogs are always trying to communicate to us through their body language. So it's up to you to learn to read your dog's body language. Once you learn your dog body language, you find that even your bond, because you can communicate more easily with your dog, that means your bond will become more stronger. You'll be able to avert some things like a fight before they happen, because you can lead from their body language that a fight is about to happen. So guys, I'm going to keep educating you about dog body language. For now, that's all we have.